Broadcasting live from Jefferson's in beautiful downtown Winchester, it's the Franklin County Coaches Show, hosted by the voice of Franklin County, Johnny Hand, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
And welcome. It is Jefferson's down on the square here in Winchester, Franklin County Coaches Show. It's Wednesday night. This is the place to be. Smells great in here. Got some great company tonight. Johnny Hand sitting in with you. I've got all the way over from the other side of the county, Coach Mike Jernigan, Huntland Middle School football. Welcome, Coach.
Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you having me over tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to start off by giving the folks an opportunity to know you. You're a legend over on the wait staff here has just been waiting on your hand and foot. You're a legend on that side of the county.
No.
How long have you been coaching over there?
This will be year 27. I've been coaching at Huntland. Coached several different sports in my tenure there. I've been in football the entire time and been kind of in and out of baseball a couple times. Did a short stint as the head coach and endured the COVID year. I got to be the COVID head coach there one year. And spent a couple years as a middle school head baseball coach, and I've stepped down from that as of effective next season. And one of my assistants that was with me, Ray Davis,
Nice.
who will do a great job. He's taking over middle school baseball, so we're excited to see that coming up.
Well, how long have you been the head coach of the football program?
We were talking yesterday. Trying to figure that out, and I think it's been about 16 years that I've been doing middle school football. Kind of first started with Michael Tips helping, and most of the high school staff would come over after high school practice, or we'd go at the same time and do simultaneous practice, and that just got a little too busy and too hectic for everyone, and started kind of branching out and getting some more help. And the current staff that I have, Coach Ashley Schultz is my offensive coordinator,
right,
and Coach Ray Davis is the defensive coordinator. And Coach Ashley and I have been together, I think this is year 11, and
wow.
Coach Ray Davis, I think this is year 10 for him. So I've got a good staff, and those guys do a good job of prep work and making sure that kids know what the game plan is. And we work together well. I think we complement each other.
Right.
We try to, on the sideline, try to keep the peace between each other.
Do you let Coach Kermit come in and sneak in a couple plays for you every once in a while?
For sure. Coach Reed definitely has input, and Coach Reed definitely oversees, and everything we do is for his benefit.
Right.
And for our high school team's benefit. I feel like as a middle school coach, that's my job, is to get those kids ready to go to high school football, to get them ready to play on Friday nights. And if we can win a few games along the way, that's great.
Right.
But I really feel like prep is where it is.
Right. And you guys have had some really good seasons. You've been there for some time. You've been successful. What's been some of the more fun, memorable seasons for you over there?
We had a really good season a few years ago with the group that just graduated.
That was
my nephew, Grant Jernigan, yeah.
Great kid.
And the kids were with him, Caden Smith and some of those guys, and they did a fantastic job. We went 7-2 that year as a middle school team, and the same team beat us twice. That was Highland Rim School from down in Lincoln County.
They were
around
loaded
Park City.
that season too.
Yeah, they were loaded, and that's the group that just left Lincoln County that made the deep playoff run.
Right. That was the kid that left with all the passing records and all that stuff.
That was it for sure. There's Caden Smith breezing through right there. Hey, buddy.
He was just talking about you.
Yeah,
and,
good
and
to
some
see you.
of it was good.
Yeah, most of it.
It's good to see you.
Hard-working kid right there. He was a joy to coach, and he was one of those linebackers that would run through a wall.
Right.
He was a good kid, but that was a group of kids that was really, really special, and we just didn't have anything for Highland Rim. They were
Right.
head and shoulders above anybody else in our league that year, and I don't know that there was a middle school team around that could touch them.
I know that this side of the county didn't fare any better.
No.
But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, because you are at I think Huntland is one of the coolest places I think that somebody told me, and you might know this, can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Huntland is one of only 2 schools in Tennessee, the entire state, that are kindergarten through 12th grade.
I think that's right. I think there's only two of those K-12 unit schools, as they're called,
right,
left in the state, Huntland being one of those. And we actually got pre-K that's there, and we start those kids, and some of them we get to keep for 13 years, and we get to see those kids grow up, and it's amazing. That's one of the things I enjoy. I also teach in the middle school,
right,
and that's one of the things that I enjoy about middle school is seeing those kids develop, and as incoming 6th graders, getting to coach those kids, sometimes coming from the league here, the rec league,
right,
coming from it, and whether they've played D1, D2, D3, whatever, and the good coaching that they've gotten up here, and getting to add to that and watch them grow and develop, and we just try to hone their skills, find them a spot to lock in, so that either they're linebackers, running backs, linemen, whatever their spot is, and get them reps there and get them the knowledge that they need to hopefully move to the next level. That's our goal, is to coach kids up so that they can get to the next level. We've got I got several kids that I had to say that have come through the middle school, that have gone on to play at the college level. Several. We've had some good kids for sure.
Well, and one of the things that you guys do that I know a lot of parents, and I can say this because I are one, but a lot of parents do, is Huntland is very serious about promoting their kids. And Kermit, for as goofy as he is,
for sure,
and he's not very photogenic, but somehow he still comes up with some great videos.
For sure.
But it's the entire staff, and I think it starts there at the top. But it also, in all fairness, predates even Kermit being a head coach. You guys do a great job of promoting your kids, getting them out there, and I think that there is. You mentioned being proud. There's a lot to be proud of for a school that size for the college athletes that you guys are developing. You had multiple athletes from last year that are going on and playing.
We
did college baseball, football.
We did. We've had some really good athletes come out of Huntland, and it's a small school. We've got just a little over 200 kids in high school. We're one of the on the downing trend, I guess, if you want to say. We're trending down number wise. As far as that goes, but one of the smaller schools in the state now.
Right.
Not the smallest by any means, but one of the smallest in 1A, I think, which goes up to like 351 is the max number. And we play schools like Eagleville and Richland are in our football region, which are schools that are right there at that 350 mark.
Right.
And it's tough to compete with, you get a choice of 350 kids. Half of those typically say are boys, 175 kids versus, 75 or 80 kids that we get that are typically boys. So makes it a little difficult at the high school level for sure.
Well, is it with having them, you get to see them from pre-K all the way through, and it's unique that they're all in the same building.
Right.
Is that an advantage, or is that a challenge?
I think it's an advantage. I think so. Getting to see those kids and getting to know those kids, and we try to build those relationships early.
Right.
When I got bus duty, or when I see kids coming in out front, we're high-fiving kids in PE class or whatever's going on, and we get to know those kids, and those kids come to our middle school games.
Right.
Those kids come to our high school games as, pre-K kindergartners, and they participate in our homecoming, which is a huge week down there. And we try to indoctrinate them early.
Right.
We try to feed them the juice in kindergarten.
He said indoctrinate.
Get them saved. We do. There's another Huntland Hornet guy coming in there, buddy.
Yeah, he was hitting me up last week.
Yep.
But, that's one of the things that we talk about a lot, and you've heard it on this side of the county, is culture.
Right.
And I've got to say, I've been blessed, and you're a big part of this. Nobody's ever impressed by this amazing fact, this stat, that I am the only person in the history of mankind that has announced a football game for North-South Franklin County High School, Huntland High School. And last year you let me fill my bingo card into a middle school game.
There we go.
But the culture over there, you draw great crowds. Ribeye sandwich, amazing.
Good stuff.
So the stadium smells good. How is it that you guys manage to maintain that culture in those crowds? Because they come out.
They do. They do. I think it's a sense of community. I think the school is what the community centers around.
Right.
And we're fortunate in that. We're not a large town, but we have a lot of people from the area that come in, and we got kids that want to come to school there every year that make the drive on their own. And now with the transfer rules the way they are, they can come.
Right.
They get that one-time transfer, and if they want to drive from Lincoln County, or they want to drive from Moore County or wherever, we of course are looking at all takers, especially if it's somebody that can add to us.
Right. Well, and I'm glad you brought that up, because it's kind of it's one of those things that it's real.
It is.
But people don't like to talk about it. Is that something that you and Coach Kermit and the staff over there, are you looking at that as an opportunity to get better?
Well, it's always an opportunity to get better when you get a kid that transfers in that's a good football player from somewhere else. It's an opportunity for you to coach them up the way that you need them to be. They may be a linebacker somewhere, or they may be a running back somewhere. When they come to you, they may play a different position, because if they want to play, they need to fill a role.
Right.
But we can't go out and actively recruit. Unfortunately, we don't have NIL money. We can't go out and do that.
That's why I'm still on this side of the county.
That's it. And we TSSAA doesn't allow us to do those things. We can't even really talk to kids that are at other schools. We're not allowed to go and do that. We can talk to the kids at our school,
right?
But we can't do that.
So let me ask you. We brought up the transfer rule. So my daughters. I'm a cheer dad. I don't have a quarterback, but let's say my son's a quarterback about to be in 6th grade. What's your sales pitch for Huntland?
Man, come be part of the family. I think come be part of the family. You know. The family that we are, and we take care of each other, and we look out for each other, and it's what families are, and that's what we want to do is build a family so that those kids know that somebody's got their back. Right. And in the school, I think the school has that entire mentality, not just our sports teams, but I think the school has that mentality that we're a family and we take care of each other, we look out for each other. I hear about other schools, and I got friends that teach at other places, and that coach at other places, and I hear about discipline problems that they have at their school. And man, we're blessed at Huntland. We are blessed. We don't have those problems.
Well, between Miss Lisa and Coach Carr, I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to be more afraid of.
Well, absolutely. I know which one I'm more afraid of, but I'm not going to say here on the radio.
I'm not going to put you on the spot. But it's funny because I laugh. I love Coach Kermit is the one, and everybody's tired of hearing it, but it's the truth. This is my 20th season in the booth, and Coach Kermit is the one that put me in the booth. He was the head coach of South, 2 decades ago, and so he's a special place in my heart. But I try to give you guys over there a hard time. I call you guys a cult,
right?
And y'all smile.
Hey, we accept it. We accept it. We admit.
I can't even offend you guys.
We admit.
But that said, when, every time I get a chance to talk with some athletes over there, I mean, to your credit, they're always boys, girls. I got a chance back in the winter to talk to the girls basketball, boys basketball, Kermit across the football players. Wooten, and to a person, they're well spoken. Right. One of the things that I knew when they were coming on the show was that it was going to be very active. Right. And what really stuck out to me a lot during those times is because I'm married to a teacher. Your teachers were involved in that chat and shouting at their kids and telling them that they loved them, and those are the things that we talk about culture. Yeah, that is culture in a nutshell.
It is, and I again, kind of to reiterate, but I think that having those kids at our school, for that length of time, is a huge benefit. Right. To being able to have them and bring them into the fold early, so that they understand, their role and what's expected of them. And hey, it's not just you go to school here. You're expected to play ball. We expect kids to play ball, and I'm going to be the first to admit. That's one of the things we're struggling with right now. Our numbers are low. Right. I've got 17 kids on my middle school football team this year, And in the past, when we had that really good team, I think I had like 42 kids.
Wow. And that's just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, just 5-6 years ago. And our numbers have kind of dwindled over the last few years. And kids, I don't know. I see and I hear from some other coaches in our conference. I was talking with coaches when we had our preseason meeting, and South Giles, I think he's got 13 kids playing 11-man football.
I did the North game last Thursday, and it was, trying to remember who they played. They had 16 players on their team, and that's tough.
Flintville has low numbers. They're right around the 20 mark. Highland Rim is one of the biggest schools in number-wise in Lincoln County.
Right.
They're not struggling. They've got 40-something players. Unity is maybe the best football team. I don't know. Unity on that side of the bracket in Lincoln County, they've beaten Highland Rim already. And I think they've got 16 kids. But if you got the right 16, that's good.
Get 16. Because we've seen the other way. You can have a great quarterback, but if you've got nobody blocking for him.
That's for sure. That's for sure. You got to have those hogs up front.
That's right. Well, listen, we're going to take a break real quick. Don't go anywhere. We are at Jefferson's here on the square in Winchester. It is the Franklin County Coaches Show. Johnny Hand sitting in with Huntland Middle School football coach Mike Jernigan. We'll be back right after these messages. You are on ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester.
When you're looking for great food, cold drinks, and a fun place to catch the game, make it Jefferson's in Winchester. From wings and burgers to oysters, appetizers, and more. Jefferson's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, or just a night out with friends and family. This fall, Jefferson's is also proud to host the Franklin County Coaches Show with Johnny Hand all season long. Good food, local sports, and hometown pride. It's all happening at Jefferson's in Winchester.
Athletics teach more than wins and losses. Substance misuse can undermine performance, health, and long-term goals. That's why prevention matters in sports and in life. The Franklin County Prevention Coalition partners with schools, coaches, and families to promote healthy choices among student athletes. Because when teams support one another, we are stronger together. And when young leaders compete with clear minds and healthy bodies, they're truly stronger without it. Learn more at fcpctn.org. This project is funded under a grant contract with the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
No two patients are alike. High Point Health with Ascension St. Thomas delivers care centered around your health, your goals, your story, your recovery. From routine checkups to critical procedures, we use today's medical technology and advanced clinical practices to help you feel better, recover faster, and return home to the community you love. We don't just specialize in care, we specialize in you. Learn more at highpointhealthsystem.com.
Your floors set the tone for your entire home. Whether you're updating a single room or giving your entire house a fresh new look, trust the team with more than 30 years of flooring experience. Discount Floors and More offers luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, tile, carpet, and professional installation backed by a workmanship warranty. Visit their showroom on the Bypass in Winchester or find them on the web at discountfloorsandmoretn.com. Discount Floors and More, transforming homes one floor at a time.
You're tuned in to the Franklin County Coaches Show, presented by Jefferson's in downtown Winchester. And now back to your host, the voice of Franklin County, Johnny Hand, live on ESPN Radio Winchester.
And welcome back. We are at Jefferson's in Winchester down here off the square. Stop by, get yourself something good to eat. Hang out with us. Johnny Hand hanging out with Huntland Middle School football coach, Coach Mike Jernigan, sitting with me. Once again, thanks for being here, Coach.
Appreciate it.
I got you doing some homework during the commercial break over there.
A little bit.
Well, talk to me a little bit about it. I know you're off to a 1-1 start.
We are.
Tough loss last night.
We are. Yeah, we lost a tough game over at Cornersville last night. We just could not get our offense in gear. I don't know if our guys had deer in the headlights look or what was going on with us, but we just could not get in sync offensively. Have a couple of first downs and we moved the ball at times. We just couldn't get it over. Cornersville scored early in the, I think, second series, maybe first series, that they had the football. And
that was the whole score. That was the whole.
I was the only score in the game.
Right.
Yeah, we held them the rest of the time, and we did we did a really good job of keeping them in the middle of the field. And our guys tackled well. We had some big licks by some cornerbacks, came up and made some big stops, and we did good containing and keeping their quarterback contained, their running backs contained. They like to sweep the ball a lot out of a kind of a pistol formation.
Right.
And I thought our guys, for the most part, did a pretty good job. We gave up some little unnecessary yards at times, but when crunch time came down, we got to stop.
Those 8-0 games are.
Oh, they're tough. They're tough. I don't know which one's tougher. I talked a little bit to Moore County's middle school coach today, and they lost 8-6.
Oh my goodness!
And had a 2-point conversion stopped. So I don't know which is tougher, 8-0 or 8-6. Wow. 2 points is pretty tight.
That's tight. Of course, that's a much different experience than we had over on the bypass last night.
That's what I heard. And Blanche has had some really good teams in the past, and in my tenure, they've had some really good players come through that program. I can recall a really good running back that went on to play at Lincoln County, and I think he went on to play college ball. But they've had some really good players come through in the past. They're just in a downturn right now, and I'm sure it's going to turn around for them, and they'll be a contender again before long. They've got some good kids over there. They work hard, good country folks, and they'll get it turned around.
Well, and we talked during the break, and I asked you because I knew 8-0. That's a tough mm-hmm. loss. And I asked you, how did practice go today? Well,
practice was actually really good today. I think it was one of our more intense practices that we've had. I don't know if it was because I was trying to put my foot where it needed to go and motivate a few kids. Right. But I hope we started off with a film session today. School was dismissed at 2:30 today, early Wednesday, and we got a little head start. So we got a good film session in today. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator were both there and helping break down things. And we had an opportunity to watch our video and had a really good film session, maybe our best film session of the year. And then went out and tried to make some correction and got a little conditioning in. I don't want to beat kids up day after the game. Right. We try to just get them back loose and start kind of discussing game plan. And we'll institute game plan tomorrow, and we'll work on that tomorrow and possibly a little on Friday afternoon before heading up the old 64 to the Franklin County High School Stadium over there.
You'll be out there Friday.
Definitely be out there Friday. I'll probably be up there. Usually my job on Friday nights with the high school, which I still continue to help with the high school program as well. Okay. And I usually do video for the high school and help operate sideline cameras so that we have access to it's not instant replay, right. but it's last play replay, right. which can kind of help.
That's important.
And that way we've got video of the game afterward also. We do have automated cameras. Right. I think most schools do now through NFHS, and you can buy a subscription and watch those games live. And we have that opportunity, but that video is good, but having the opportunity to do it ourselves gives us a little better view sometimes.
I can see that. And we were talking, so you had a good practice today. You've got a big matchup next week?
Yeah, I've got a tough matchup next week.
Are you at home?
No, we're away. We go second week. We go 2 weeks in a row on the road. We go to Highland Rim next week over at Fayetteville, Park City area, Fayetteville, and play a really good Highland Rim school. Tucker Webb, coach over there, a really good football player at Lincoln County. I've known his dad, Mike, for a long time, and they do a fantastic job. Mike helps him, and a couple other guys on staff there that do a really good job. And, man, they got, 40-something players.
Wow.
They got a big squad, and they didn't fare as well in the Jamboree as I thought they would. They played a little less than I thought they were capable of, but they got a really good-looking squad, and I think they've played really good so far this season. I think they're 2-0. So,
well, I'd be remiss, because that's going to be a big matchup, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you like I asked you during the break.
I understand.
And you didn't know.
I understand.
Until I didn't know we were
homecoming.
I told you, September the 1st, coming over on the bypass.
Well, in my coaching experience, you always try to pencil in. We always try to pencil in a homecoming victim.
Well,
and so if that's the role we're going to play, then we're going to be the spoiler. That's going to be our attitude. We're going up here to spoil a homecoming.
Right, and that's why I brought that up. I love a good game.
I think South has a really good ball team, and their coaches do a really good job. I know Cale Thompson, and I've gotten to know him. He's a new guy in town, but Cale is a as far as middle school football, he's been on the high school staff, I think, for a couple of years at Franklin County. And
it's unusual, Coach, because he was on the show last week. He's the new head coach of South this year.
Right.
His entire staff came back.
Right.
Except, I take that back. Johnny Mays started wearing red for some reason.
Yeah, he flip-flopped.
I know you give him a hard time about that. He thought it was Alabama red, I think.
I don't know about that. I think maybe he was encouraged to try to go over and help North out.
Right.
And that's a good thing. I'm not saying that.
No.
I like Landon and his staff. Defensive guys are always good, and wherever Brother Johnny can go in and fit.
Right.
And I think he's taking on kind of a team role as a chaplain and maybe doing a little offensive line work on the side. So. But this week, hopefully, is a good tune-up for us. Highland Rim's going to be wearing that green and gold, and maybe when we come up here, we'll have some blood in our eyes from the Highland Rim game and be able to do. And then we follow up.
But you'll be at home at South Giles the week before.
We will be. We got Highland Rim away this week, and then we come up here to play South, and those are our only 2 away games left.
Really?
All the rest of our games are at home. Yeah, we finish out the season with
that's an advantage.
With Unity,
nice.
Flintville, and Moore County all at home.
Wow.
So that bodes well. All of our September games are at home, except for September 1st.
So I got to ask you, because I'm married to the librarian at South. But I have enjoyed. I love come over. I tease everybody, come over and get my ribeye sandwich and my Diet Dr. Pepper. I enjoy the atmosphere over there at Huntland. Miss Donna is she's someone that I envy. I think this is going to be her. I was talking about my 20th season. I think this is her 37th.
Yeah, she's done a bunch of football games, and
so she was unimpressed with my 20.
She's done a bunch of basketball games, and she's done a bunch of baseball games, and I don't know that sports would roll very far downhill without Miss Donna Hill and her ability to be our PA announcer and scorekeeper for basketball.
Oh yeah.
She has a unique talent. She keeps the scoreboard and does the announcing, and she does that for football as well. And I don't know how she does both.
Yeah, I know. I filled in for you last year because she was gone, and then I showed up expecting my staff.
Yeah. Tag, you're it.
And Miss Donna is the staff, but she does an amazing job. I always enjoy getting to talk to her, but I don't like to talk to her because she's not very impressed with my. I'm just a baby.
I understand.
But I do enjoy getting over there. But I got to ask you, because where I was going with that was with the South thing. So everybody knows Huntland, Moore County.
Right.
That's your big rival.
Right.
This is South's. I think it's their 3rd season in conference with you.
Right.
Are they kind of easing into that rivalry role, or is it?
I don't know. I think traditional rivals are where we're still at.
Right.
I don't really think of South as that blood and guts rival.
Right.
They are, of course, we are on the south end of the county as well. If you want to go there. But no, I don't see them as being a blood and guts rival, and I think good competition is going to make football in the county better, and that's what we're all looking to do as middle school coaches, or I hope that's what we're all looking to do. From my perspective, that's what I'm looking to do anyway, is make my football team better.
Right.
And, hey, occasionally we get that kid from Huntland that says, I want to take this class or that class, and I'm going to go to Franklin County. I live in Franklin County. You can go to school where you want.
That's right.
And as long as he makes that drive and does that, we occasionally have some of those kids that go to Franklin County. That's okay. Occasionally we have some of those kids from Franklin County make that
works
track
the
down,
other way.
and that's even better.
I can think of a couple off the top of my head right now.
Yep. We got a couple.
But, you know, I told somebody this a couple weeks ago, Coach. I said, if I'm going to lose a kid, I want to lose him to my county. You know,
Right,
so,
right.
You know, I've come to get an opportunity to know quite a few of the folks over here in Huntland. And I enjoy coming over and watching. I give Kermit a hard time because I don't think he's kicked off in his 30-year coaching career ever. And then he runs that offense that he's very staunchly protective of.
Very protective of. I guess I'm sort of old school that way myself. When we usually have the meeting with the officials before the game, they always ask, Coach, are your guys legally and properly equipped? Yes, sir. And I always say, to the best of my knowledge. And if not, then I'll take care of it as I find them.
Right.
And then they want to ask, Coach, is there anything unusual that you run? You got any trick plays, or is your quarterback right-handed? And I always tell them the same thing. Yeah, my quarterback's right-handed. I'm probably going to run more than one kid at quarterback because our offense is pretty diversified as far as that goes. And I have two objectives when we start this game, and that's to run the ball and run the clock. And the other team, my objective is they can't score if they ain't got the ball. And that's about as country as I can put it. But if I lose a game, usually it's because that gets flipped on me, and it did last night. That's exactly what happened last night. I think we had only 3 or 4 offensive possessions for the entire night.
Wow.
And against Blanche, our first game, I think we had, 400 plus yards rushing. And had one kid with over 200 yards, and then last night our leading rusher was like 45 yards.
Wow.
Yeah. I had, 5, 6 kids carry the ball, and we try to spread it around a little bit.
Right.
And I did last night. We spread it around. Coach Ashley does a good job of mixing it up. And we threw a few passes last night. Right. And we just could not seem to get going last night, as opposed to the first week against Blanche. And again, not taking any away from Blanche, but they were a little bit lesser opponent than Cornersville was last night for sure. Cornersville has a good football team.
Well, and you know the opponents. South is kind of new to your conference.
Right.
Who are some of the guys we need to be looking out for this season? Who's going to be the big players? I know that Huntland's going to be in the mix, but when we get down to it's bowl time.
As middle school,
right?
Still talking middle school. Yeah. Some of our players, if that's what you're referring to, some of the Huntland players. I think we've got some big guys on the line. Probably one of the biggest linemen in the entire league is a 7th grader that I have, Jackson Jones. And Jackson's probably 6'6'1" and probably goes about, 240. He's a big
7th grader?
Big kid, big 7th grader. And he moves pretty well. And we're working on some things with him to try to get him a little more active, involved in the offense. And Jackson does a good job. I've got Bo Jackson, who is a kid that lives here in town in Winchester.
Right.
Down at his dad works down for David Jackson at the auto repair shop. Give him a little plug. David is always a good mechanic, and that's where I take all my work. If you need something done to your car, go see David Jackson. But Bo does a good job at guard on the line for us. And then I've got a couple other guys, a local guy that has a familiar name to a lot of Huntland folks. I've got Owen Fanning on the line, and he's got a brother on the high school team that also plays guard, who is an absolute beast. And Braden, his older brother, is going to be kicking people left and right when we start running the high school offense, and he does a fantastic job. Super strong kid. And Owen's going to follow right in those footsteps, and hopefully. And then Mason Irons is our other tackle, kind of straight across the board there. He does a good job. He's kind of new to football. He's been playing for a couple years now, and that's all, but he's a big kid.
Wow. Big kid.
Quarterback-wise, we kind of spread it around. I got another familiar name. I got Griffin Stewart. You might remember Colby. This is little Colby. And
does he like it when you call him that?
Well, he don't mind it because he and Colby are tight. But he
and that's a pretty good guy to be.
That's a good guy to be tight with. And Colby's a good guy. And but Griff does a fantastic job of running our offense. Lane Davis, Coach Ray Davis, our defensive coordinator, his son is one of our primary backs, and he runs some quarterback too, out of some single wing kind of sets that we line up in an overload.
Right.
And then we got some guys that are kind of new to the program this year. Mason Cates does a good job at receiver for us, and we've got Alan Hughes has been our primary running back.
Yeah.
One of our go-to running backs this year, and has done a good job. Logan Tucker is the kid that had over 200 yards rushing in the first game. I think he had 6 carries and over 200 yards rushing. So he's got some speed and can do a breakout job. And he also plays defense and is flying around, making tackles, doing a good job. So.
And it's funny, we talk about culture, and
Right.
one of the big things about Huntland that I like, and I laugh, and you're plugging Jackson, so I'll plug my buddy Doug Garrett in case he wants to give me a good deal.
Oh, for sure. Doug's my car. If I need a car, it's Doug Jackson.
Doug Garrett.
Doug
You better
Garrett.
be careful.
Doug Garrett.
Yeah, I love Doug Garrett, but one of the things that I always laugh about is in Franklin County, at the Rebel side, they'll say, "Oh, coaches, it's all that daddy ball." And one thing that Doug always asks, and it's true, name me that last name in Franklin County whose kids over here play. And it's really kind of surprising. We don't have that. So it's kind of cool sitting here with you, because when you say a name, you say Fanning and you say Jernigan. And
well, even as a coach, when my kids came through, they some people were like, "Well, I guess your kids are gone. You're going to get out now. You were here for coach your kids, weren't you?" And I was like, "No, I was coaching before my kids came, and I'm going to be coaching when my kids leave." I'm not in it specifically for my kids. And I'll say this: coaches put in a lot of time that people don't see, and we miss out on a lot. That other people don't realize, I guess. For example, me coaching high school baseball and coaching middle school football, high school football, whatever, I don't get to go to my kids' games because I'm on the field coaching somebody else's kids sometimes. The whole time I was doing high school baseball, my kids were playing, coach pitch and little league and TYBA stuff, and the only time I get to see that's on the weekend, and I didn't get to through the week games. Mom and grandma and granddad, aunts and uncles had to dig in. And we rely on family. We rely on some of their teammates' family, and that's where being in a tight community, it helps.
But and you saw that. You had a player walk by.
Oh yeah, Well, as soon as I got out of the car, parked across the street over there in the lot across from City Hall, and was walking across the corner, and some kid, I couldn't even tell who it was, hanging their head out hollering, "Coach Jay, Coach Jay." That's what makes it all worth it. That's what, the wins and losses is great, man. But the relationships we build with the kids and the things that we can do for them and the ways that we can help them. I had a kid last night I saw that was walking down the road, her car run out of gas, and she was like, I pulled up and it's like, you got car trouble? She's like, yeah, can you just give me a ride? And I was like, sure, jump in. It's just, those kind of things, the relationships that you build, and those last a lifetime.
That's right.
Those last a lifetime, and that's part of that culture down there where we try to get everybody drinking that blue Kool-Aid so they can be part of that family.
Coach Jernigan brought up the Kool-Aid reference. I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But listen, we're going to take our last break of the hour. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with Coach Mike Jernigan, Huntland Middle School football coach. We are hanging out Jefferson's in Winchester. It is the Franklin County Coaches Show, ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9, WCDT, Winchester.
When you're looking for great food, cold drinks, and a fun place to catch the game, make it Jefferson's in Winchester. From wings and burgers to oysters, appetizers, and more. Jefferson's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, or just a night out with friends and family. This fall, Jefferson's is also proud to host the Franklin County Coaches Show with Johnny Hand all season long. Good food, local sports, and hometown pride. It's all happening at Jefferson's in Winchester.
Have you noticed cracks in your walls, doors that suddenly stick, uneven floors, or moisture beneath your home? Those could be signs of a foundation problem, and waiting could allow a small issue to become a much larger repair. Call John Davenport Construction for an experienced evaluation and an honest explanation of your options. Protect your home with solutions built for long-term performance. Visit jdfoundationpro.com to learn more. John Davenport Construction. A strong home starts with a strong foundation.
Busy day? No time to feel sick? At Complete Express Care in Winchester, we know life moves fast. And so do we. With short wait times, skilled providers, and walk-in convenience, we make getting quality care easy. Whether it's the flu, a sprain, or a last-minute physical, we're here to help you get back to what matters most. Locally trusted, open daily, and ready to care for you. Complete Express Care, right here at 1211 Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester. Call 931-967-6669 today to learn more.
Why choose Moore Courtney Funeral Home? Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, and compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. Moore Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. Moore Courtney Funeral Home.
Looking for a reliable car at an affordable price? Stop by Money Down Motors here in Deckard. We specialize in quality pre-owned vehicles with low down payments and flexible financing options. No matter your credit history, drive away today with a car you'll love and a payment plan that works for you. Visit us at 1945 Deckard Boulevard or call 931-962-3404 for more info. At Money Down Motors, LLC, your ride is waiting.
Located at 108 Memorial Drive in Winchester, Oaklawn Baptist Church is a place where families grow, faith is strengthened, and students are encouraged to live with purpose, which is why we're proud to sponsor the Rebel Report. Our mission is simple: introduce people to Jesus and build strong families through God's Word. Join us this weekend for Sunday School at 10 and worship to follow at 11. Learn more online at oaklawnbaptistchurch.org.
Danley's Heating and Air, located at 1102 on Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester, has been in business and providing quality products and services in the Middle Tennessee area since 1973. They want to give customers more than just a box that sits outside their house. Their goal is total comfort inside your home. So give Danley's Heating and Air a call at 967-3209 or visit them Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. at 1102 Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester.
You're tuned in to the Franklin County Coaches Show, presented by Jefferson's in downtown Winchester. And now back to your host, the voice of Franklin County, Johnny Hand, live on ESPN Radio Winchester.
And welcome back. We are at Jefferson's in Winchester down here off the square. It is the Franklin County Coaches Show here on ESPN Radio 1340, 106.9 WCDT Winchester, sitting in with Huntland Middle School football coach, Coach Mike Jernigan. Again, Coach, thanks for hanging out with us.
Appreciate you having me. It's good to be able to promote our kids, and I enjoy the opportunity. And thanks for having us. We appreciate you hosting us.
Oh man, it's always a lot of fun. I told you, I always get an opportunity to talk with some of those Huntland kids, and it's a lot of fun. Y'all are, and you and I were talking about this during the break. Huntland, great sports. I mean, yeah. Great athletes, but great sports. A lot of fun. I mean, you guys embrace who you are over there.
We try, and we like to have our kids be good sports and represent the school well and the community well. And I think that's as we were talking a while ago, that's part of that Kool-Aid is
right.
We want those kids to realize that they represent not only themselves. It's not necessarily the player name on the back of the jersey they're representing, and right. That's why most of our teams don't put player names on the back of their jerseys, because we want them representing the front of their jersey.
Yeah, I hadn't paid that much attention, but I guess that's
exactly
interesting. But let me ask you, because we are talking some middle school football coming off a tough loss last night.
Yeah,
there's still, you got 6 games left here in the regular season. And I've asked everybody that's been on the show every Wednesday night, the coach that I talk to, the season has come to a close. What is a successful 2026 Huntland Middle School football season look like?
Well, irregardless of course, we want to win ball games. That's our objective, is to win ball games. But regardless of the wins and losses, I try to measure that by did I do right by my kids? Yeah. Did I lead my kids with the right example? Did we coach our kids to be better people? Did we coach our kids to be better individuals, better citizens, to grow up to be better, more conscious and responsible adults as they progress into high school? Right. And then on the football side of that, did I coach my kids up in the right way so that they are ready to go to high school? Right. And did I grow them in the way that they needed to grow? Did I condition them in a way that they understand how tough this game is? Football is a tough game, and people that have never played the game don't realize the standard that is out there, maybe even more so now than, back in the 80s when I played. Right. I'm an old guy. But conditioning is even more important, and the older I've gotten, the more I understand that. Right. And just like this year with the 17 kids that I have on our team, and man, you better believe I've been recruiting like crazy this week with kids back in school. Right. Beating the classes, and I've shaken a few of the bushes and got a few kids falling out. I hope to have some kids get their paperwork in and hopefully join us here and start practicing. But having that small number of kids, conditioning is extremely important. Oh, yeah. Because those kids, it's not like I got 17 kids that are going to play offense, and then another 17 kids that are going to play defense, and then another 11 that's going to play special teams. Those 17 kids are rotating in and out constantly. And if you signed up for football, you're going to play. With 17 kids, I've got one sixth grader that's been with us the entire time since June, and he never played before. He didn't play Division football rec league, and we've tried to coach him up and do the best, and he's made some good strides. Right. And he's gotten some playing time. He's not ready to be a starter yet. Right. But he's getting in there, and he's getting in the mix, and he's learning. And when we can get him in, we get him in. And I think that's what it's about, is teaching kids the game, trying to help them build some character, and teaching them that there's more to life than sports, but sports can take you a long way in life. Over the years, we've had a lot of guys come back and visit, and they might stop you on the street like I got hollered at a while ago. They may come through the restaurant and shake your hand, But we've had a lot of guys come back, and they tell us that, football is a good prep for life, because some days, whether you want to go to practice or not, you go to practice. And some days, whether you want to go to work or not, you go to work. Right. You got kids to feed. You got bills to pay. You got things to do when you're in high school. You've got to represent, and that's part of growing up, is learning that responsibility. Those are things we all try to impress at Huntland, and I think our staff does a good job. We've been together a long time. Coach Robertson was there and on staff when I came, and I played high school football with Coach Robertson. He was a couple years older than me.
I don't think he wanted you to say that.
He probably didn't, but I'm going to tell you what, he made life rough as a freshman when he was a senior, and he was I think he was an all-state guard. Wow. And I was a 145, 50-pound freshman soaking wet with 2 sets of pads on and carrying an extra helmet. And he made life difficult. But, I learned to be tougher for that. And if we can teach our kids the same thing, learn from those guys. They're not out there to crack heads. And I'm not going to line an 8th grader that is one of my best players up on a 6th grader and have him just absolutely stomp them up.
Well, neither one of them
walk
get
it dry.
better.
Neither one of them get better. And again, I don't want to harp on anybody. Just like that game last night, South didn't get any better for that. No. And Blanche is not going to get any better for that. And what you got to do is treat it as a learning situation. And I talked to Coach Cale, and he said he wanted his starters in there for at least the first couple of series, and I said, I understand that. Right. They've got to get some playing time against live competition that's not your team.
That's right.
And if you score, you score. And we did basically the same thing. I will say, we had a breakdown against Blanche. They scored a touchdown on us, I think, in maybe the first part of the second quarter or something, and then we shut it down. It was
You didn't
nothing
like
from
that,
there out. Well, I'll be honest with you. I wanted a goose egg.
Right.
Me and Coach Ray Davis, we got a deal,
Right.
man. We want a goose egg up there, and then me and Coach Ashley Schultz, we want a bunch of crooked numbers on that other side, you know,
Right.
with a big 0 at the end.
So what's it going to look like here at the end? Who's playing for the championship?
Well, we in our conference, on our side of the bracket, is kind of the way we do things. Is our side of the bracket is kind of the non-county division. You got the Lincoln County schools over there, which
Right.
are Flintville, Unity, Blanche, Highland Rim, and South Lincoln.
Right.
And then you got the out-of-county schools, which start over with South Giles, which is kind of a combination of 2 middle schools over there in Giles County. And they struggle. They're small elementary schools that run up to 8th grade, and they struggle to get kids to play.
Wow.
But you got South Giles, you got Moore County, you got Huntland. You've got South has joined our conference now, and we've got Cornersville, where we just came from. And we're all pretty similar sized schools. I think probably South here, Highland Rim, are maybe the 2 largest schools in the conference, player number wise. But there's some really good schools in there. And on our side of the bracket matches up bowl week. The one on our side plays the one on their side for a conference championship, irregardless of what your record is, or whether you've played them before or whatever. It's the one on our side versus the one on their side.
South learned that lesson the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, they got kind of burnt on that, and I understand. I don't really know a better way to do it because we don't have a chance. You know, we are limited to 8 regular season games.
Right.
And then you can do, 1 plus a bowl game is my understanding from TSSAA. I think there's been a couple of occasions where they've allowed a second bowl game if there was a playoff that was already scheduled or something like that. But I think that all has to be approved to do, a 9-game season. 8-game season I think they understand with, and most teams ready to go with that. But anything else beyond's got to be approved.
Well, and it gets challenging when you start getting past 8-9 games.
It gets tough when you're dealing with middle school kids, and I honestly, I wish we could start later.
I was going to ask about that. I mean, it feels kind of weird.
School starts early, but we started before school this year. I mean, our jamboree was August 1st.
Right.
And I think part of that is driven by they want to get our football season done so kids can go to middle school basketball.
Right.
And I don't know why, but it seems like they try to drive middle school basketball up until the point of being done at Christmas.
Right.
And then if there is anything after Christmas, it's a couple of weeks of tournaments, and they're for sure done by February.
Right.
They don't want middle school dragging on at the same time high school's finishing up. And I would really like to see us back everything up.
Well, it's tough when you have that first game and your kids aren't even back in school yet.
It's like right now, I said I've been beating the hallway this week trying to get some more kids out, and I've got a few that are coming, but
you're in week 3.
Yeah, they're and we were practicing for the 4 weeks of June before that, so they're 7-8 weeks behind.
Right. Right. Well, listen, we want to invite folks to come out and check it out. You've got mostly home games left the rest of the season.
Yeah, I do. Anytime in September except the first week against South. We play Unity on Thursday. That's our only Thursday game this year.
Interesting.
And that's because Labor Day weekend is on Labor Day on Monday. We're out of school that day, and we didn't want to have to be out of school and worry about practicing on a day we're out of school and come back in and have a game the next day. So we bumped that game up to Thursday, and then I got the last 2 weeks of the season, Flintville and Moore County at home, which are always tough competitions. Huntland and Flintville used to be a blood rival back when Flintville was a high school, and that was always tough. And then we got, of course, the big game is Moore County at home.
And to be clear, you said y'all don't have a middle school homecoming.
No, we don't do a middle school homecoming. We kind of piggyback off the high school. We kind of roll in there with them. We do the attendance and the homecoming, everything, the parade and all that stuff is done with the high school. So we're all there together. And that's part of that blue Kool-Aid is drinking that high school homecoming. If you've never been to a Huntland High School homecoming, it's definitely something to take part in and to be a part of. It's a good thing. High school this year has Community as their homecoming opponent.
Nice.
And Community's been kind of down over the last couple of years. I don't know what they got this year. It's yet to be determined, but high school's got a tough schedule ahead.
It's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. They got a good bunch of kids there, and they're going hard. They're practicing hard. And
Kermit has a quarterback that I understand throws the ball. That's going to be tough on Coach Kermit.
Yeah, throws the ball well, throws the underneath stuff really well, and can get the deep ball too. Got some good speed. They got some guys that can do a good job, and they got a bunch of big linemen up front.
Which is huge.
Yeah, we got some.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah, got some really big guys up front, which makes a difference. That's the engine that drives your team.
That's exactly right. Doug Garrett would appreciate you saying that. I think you and I both just got a discount on our next oil change.
I need a discount on a truck before too long, Doug Garrett.
Doug's listening. So you heard that, Doug. Well, listen, Coach, I want to thank you for stopping by, and good luck to you the rest of the way.
I appreciate it. We're going to need it. We're going to have a good time and finish up, and that's one of my goals, too, is for kids to have fun.
That's right.
We're out there to have fun.
If you win a whole bunch of plastic trophies when you're 12, but you don't have a good time.
That don't mean much if you don't build good memories.
That's exactly right. But listen, Coach Mike Jernigan, Huntland Middle School football head coach, in with us here on the Coaches Show this week. We are down here at Jefferson's in Winchester. Stop by. Trivia starting right now. We're going to be here next Wednesday, 6 to 7. Tune in. Keep it dialed in right here on ESPN Radio, 1340, 106.9, WCDT, Winchester.